Alright, it has been 4 months. I think it was 4 months between the last one as well, but I'm back with another CD, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, PS5 game collection update. In this update, I have 9 CDs, 14 DVDs, 9 Blu-rays, 4 4Ks, and one PS5 game. So I've been sick for the past couple months, but finally not coughing. So let's go. But yeah, it's not been the best months for me mentally. I won't get too much into it, but I'll just get started. So with the CDs. Most of these came from Barnes and Noble. If I don't say that's where, if I don't say where it came from Barnes and Noble. So this, and I've been wanting to get into like Eminem. So I heard like his first 3 albums. I've heard like most of the songs on this, but not the whole thing. Yeah, well, two in this booklet, but yeah, it's cool. And then we got the Marshall Mathers LP as well, which I've heard multiple times. Aside from Kim, I do really like all the songs on here a lot. But yeah. I do have the Slim Shady LP on CD as well. Yeah. Fuck. A bit of a crack on the case, unfortunately, but yeah. And this is my favorite album of 2025. I'm very happy to have it. Got really into Geese this year, and I thought there was a track list somewhere, but I don't see it. Is it under here? I sticker was on the front, but I put it on the back because I just felt like it. I won't come off. Maybe I'm just stupid. But yeah, amazing album. I do want to get 3D Country on CD sometime, and Cameron Winter's solo album, Heavy Metal. But yeah, it's a great album. I have this on digital as well, but I want to get the CD and another Kendrick Lamar album. Again, I also have this on digital, but I want to get it on CD. I do want to get Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers and Good Kid Mad City on CD sometime. I have Good Kid Mad City on digital, but on CD, and I do have GNX on CD, which I got earlier this year from Target. And this next one came from the library book sale. The ones all before came from Barnes and Noble, and I do love New Order. I saw them at Kilby this year, and it was a fantastic show. So it's a cool one to have. Some songs missing, but I won't dwell on that too much. And these next two came from concerts I went to with the artists. Quadeca with Vanisher Horizon Scraper. Saw Quadeca twice actually. In Detroit and in Salt Lake. This is from the Salt Lake show. When I got it. And there are two bonus tracks that were hidden. But that was cool. Surprise. And this is Wallsocket by Underscores, whom I saw open for Danny Brown, and that was a fantastic show. Shit. Yeah. This is a really good album. I have heard it. And Vanisher is my second favorite album of the year after getting killed. I like this is one of my favorite albums from 2022. I like Titanic Rising more, but this is still a fantastic album. Hopefully, I can see Wise Blood in concert sometime. And a little sleeve for the CD. That's cool. Yeah. Alright, that's it for the CDs. Now moving on to the DVDs, most of which I got at a library book sale. Once again, if I did not get it from there, I will say, but the first three I did get from a library book sale. I saw this movie in theaters and I really liked it. Mark Rylance won a Best Supporting Actor Oscar, which was cool. And I saw this movie a few years ago and I really enjoyed it. Shout out Stephen Ewan and everyone else. Yeah. This is a movie I wanted to watch again because it's a remake of Wings of Desire, which is a great movie. And I do like Nicolas Cage. But yeah. And this next one came from Amazon. Yeah, this is a very cool set. All the Rankin Bass specials, it says. I've already had Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, The Little Drummer Boy, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town from like an older set from Sony Wonder, but I didn't have the rest of them, and it's very cool to have this set. I did rewatch Rudolph this year, and that was a entertaining special still. You know, it's kind of like memes. Like, why weren't you at elf practice? And thank God the discs aren't stacked, because that's a little bit of a pet peeve of mine. Yeah. Oh, and there's a booklet, I forgot. Yeah, I won't go through this, but has a little bit of info about everything, like where the discs are and stuff, like special features. Very cool. A bit more than I would like to pay, but I don't know that much. Yeah. I think my mom has this set as well, but I want to get it because I do like both of these movies. Quad. I do have Alien and Gentlemen Preferred Blondes and Walk the Line on DVD, and I have Independence Day on VHS. I think I might have Ice Age as well, though I might have got rid of that. And this next one came from Barnes and Noble. I watched this movie for the first time this summer, and it was hilarious. Yeah. I do already have like a Lionsgate repackaging of this DVD, but I want to get this packaging. It's much cooler. Yeah, I saw this movie in theaters as well, and I liked it. Well, that Daniel Day-Lewis won the Oscar for Best Actor. I did like Bridge of Spies more than this one, though, but I still like this one. I'm Shiva, the God of Death. Watched this movie for the first time earlier this year. I really liked it. Been wanting to watch it for years. Finally, dude. Another movie I've wanted to watch for years that I still haven't got around to because it's usually not on streaming, but yeah, this case is in pretty bad shape, but yeah, I'll check this movie out sometime. This is something I never heard of until I found it, but it's like a game. It's called Shout About Movies. Never even heard of this till I found it, but gonna have to play it sometime. It says disc one. I don't know if I need all the discs, but I think I might order them at some point. And this one I got from Mercari. This movie is kind of just like okay to me, but the scene with like the mirror is like one of my favorite scenes in anything ever. So, and this movie is really hard to find, unfortunately, but it is like really creative. So, yeah, it was on HBO Max a few years ago, but other than that, the only place I can like find it is like through not legal sites. So, I have the DVD, and I have this on VHS. I think my mom and stepdad have like three copies of the VHS for some reason, but yeah, this movie's solid. It was the number one movie at the box office the day I was born, so that's a cool fact. And this is the last DVD, which I got at Smith's Marketplace. And yeah, my mom has an older DVD of this, but yes. I mean, it's a classic, so very cool to have that movie on disc. And now we're moving on to the Blu-rays, which I'll just say where I got each of them. First one I got at Smith's Marketplace. Saw this movie in theaters, and I really enjoyed it. excited for the sequels. First, The Bone Temple comes out next month, so I'm hyped for that. I have 28 Days Later on Blu-ray as well. I wasn't huge on 28 Weeks Later, so I don't know if I'll get that, but maybe. And this one I got, the next two I got actually are from Amazon. Very cool to see this movie get a disc after it almost didn't. Shout out Kino Lorber. Saw this movie in theaters and it was really funny. I think I like Shiva Baby more from Emma Seligman, but this is another good one. Yeah. I saw this movie in IMAX and it was awesome. Shout out to Apple for finally releasing this on physical. And we are getting a Killers of the Flower Moon disc from Criterion in March, so I'm very excited. This next one also came from Smith's Marketplace. And I saw this movie in theaters and it was a good time. One of the better Final Destination movies, in my opinion. I do have the rest of those on DVD, so glad to complete my collection once again. And this one I ordered online from Barnes& and Noble. Criterion sale was unfortunately kind of lame this year. I only got a few things, I got them all online, but this is the movie I watched recently and just had to own it because I loved it so much. The original version, not the 1942 version. Yeah, the only Barnes and Noble that had this in stock was like 25 miles away from me, and it was briefly out of stock, but then it came back, which makes you think someone returned it, and I don't know why they did that, but anyway, the next three are from Amazon. I saw this movie in theaters and really enjoyed it. It the theaters where I am are weird because I saw this movie and like it had been out for weeks and the auditorium was packed. Meanwhile, I saw Inside Out 2 opening day a few blocks away and I was the only one in the theater. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah. This is one of my favorite movies of this year so far. Saw it in theaters and really enjoyed it. And it's my first disc from Decal, which is Neon and Bleecker Street's joint venture on home video. And I watched this movie to prepare for Anora, and I had a lot of fun with it. Shout out Sean Baker. And now we're moving on to the last Blu-ray, which came from Smith's Marketplace. And this is another one of my favorites of the year so far. That one scene is iconic. Yeah. I remember seeing the trailer for this before Mickey 17, and when that movie's Oscar buzz was dwindling, I was like, maybe this could get Oscar nominations, and looks like it's going to. So thanks. And I'm moving on to the 4Ks, which the first two were Criterions, which I ordered from BarnesandNoble.com. I couldn't find them in stock. Oh, fucking hell. But yeah, I do have like the normal Blu-ray that Searchlight released. Put the sticker on the back because I couldn't put it on the front. Yeah, it's not in the best condition. Yeah, there's the back cover. Yeah, I saw this movie in theaters with my dad, and he really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. It's not one of my favorite Wes Anderson movies, but glad to have the collection complete. I decided not to get the Wes Anderson archive as of right now because I already own most and all the movies now. So maybe if I get like my own place, I will. But just for now, I'll just have them like separately. But yeah, I like the artworks a lot and the stuff. So yeah. Alright, it was back. And speaking of Wes Anderson, I kind of spoiled what the next one was, but finally on this movie, I held off on getting it because I was waiting for the Criterion, and I almost thought wasn't gonna happen, but it did. I read somewhere that Wes Anderson has like a clause in his contract that have all his movies have to be on Criterion. I don't know how accurate that is, but yeah, definitely. I guess that means I should hold off on the Phoenician scheme. But yeah, pretty happy to finally own this movie. And the two other 4Ks I got from Smith's Marketplace, so let's check them out. Yeah, I saw this movie in theaters, and it's definitely my favorite comic book movie of the year. Because, like, Superman was pretty enjoyable, but I did have, like, some issues with it. Fantastic Four, I was underwhelmed by, unfortunately, and Brave New World sucked, in my opinion. So, hopefully, Doomsday's good. And the last one is actually a steelbook, so it's very cool that I found this. And I saw this movie in IMAX. I also saw Thunderbolts in IMAX. I don't know if I said, but yeah, it's a very cool find. I tried to buy it. They had it out before it was supposed to be released, but they wouldn't let me get it because of that. But I came back a couple weeks later and they still had it, so very happy about that. This is a very cool set. Hopefully I can get the One Battle After Another steelbook, because that's my favorite movie of this year. Yeah. Hopefully we get Barbarian on Blu-ray sometime, because I really enjoyed Barbarian and would love to have a disc of that. I'm on Shout Studios. And now we got one PS5 game, which I got from Target. And I actually got this game for Xbox 360 around the pandemic, but my Xbox 360 controller stopped working, so I couldn't play it. Now I got it for PS5, so I'll be able to play it. Alright, and that's it for this collection update. Thank you so much for watching. Have a happy holiday and a happy new year, and I'll see you next year. Alright, bye bye.